What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are continuing our complete collection. This video will be my movie box sets. So let's just get on to this already. Let's start off with some recent ones. John Wayne Big Westerns box set. Picked this up in a charity shop for a measly price of £1. And the films it has is The Undefeated, The Big Trail, The Comancheros, and North to Alaska. I'm going to move on to the other John Wayne box set. John Wayne 8 DVD film box set. This set is pretty ridiculous, all things considered, because it's 8 DVDs, but it has like 2 films on each DVD. So it's kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to go through all the films because it's going to take me forever, but if you want to pause the video and have a look at the titles in there. So that's another John Wayne box set. Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga on Blu-ray. This was a a birthday present. This was a birthday present. So you've got the prequel trilogy. The disc art is really nice in this set. Really nice. I love the whole black and white motif. I think it's awesome. And you've got the original trilogy, and I would argue probably the weakest of the Star Wars of the sequel trilogy. But again, the disc art is unbelievably good. It's a really nice set. I really recommend it. It's a really good box set to pick up. Next up, we have Spider-Man, the Raimi trilogy. Standard artwork, which I'm really happy these have the actual theatrical poster artwork as the covers. I think they look awesome. But yeah, we all know Spider-Man 2 is king. Mission Impossible, the first 5 films. I know it's 6 films right now, but I have the first 5 films. I've seen 1 and 2. I've not seen any more of these, and I do have Fallout as a separate Blu-ray. So looking forward to checking these out. It just comes in this cool case with all the films as such. This was like £8 in CX, so I jumped on it immediately. Doomsday Collection, which contains The Day After Tomorrow, The Day the Earth Stood Still, and Independence Day. Now the cool thing is that shout out to my friend Jamie Powell. He gave me a subscriber mail of Independence Day, and apparently it is the best version of that film on Blu-ray, because the version that you got in this isn't very good. So I swapped out the better version and sold, I think I gave away the older version. So this is the cool version. The artwork is already awesome. Day After Tomorrow, a film that I don't remember that much, but I remember kind of enjoying it for what it was. And then The Earth Stood Still, which I've not seen. I don't know. I don't even know what the reputation is for that film. It's got a nice kind of shine to it, which I quite like. Doomsday Collection. Dark Knight Trilogy. Films that I'm not overly fussed about, but I need to rewatch these. But I'm happy I got these in a job lot on eBay, and I'm glad that it's like the deluxe edition, because I feel it's like a really nice edition. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of digipacks, this is a really heavyweight, strong digipack. I understand why these companies do digipacks, because it helps. It kind of eliminates cost, I suppose. So also you get a nice little booklet as well. I do plan to get these on 4K at some point, because I've heard the 4K is incredible. Shout out to John from The Movie Collector. He has done an amazing review of the 4K release of the Dark Knight trilogy, and it's really made me want to get that set. So go and check out his video. I'll link in the description. The James Bond Collection. Now this is a set where it did have a bonus disc, but I swapped it out for just a cheap DVD copy of Spectre, but it has all the films. I've not actually watched any of these yet, so I'm looking forward to checking them out. This was a bonus disc, but I swapped it out for a DVD copy of Spectre because I wanted the whole lot in the box set. This is quite an interesting box set actually, because at the time that I bought this about a year or so ago. At the time, this was the only way to get Battle Royale 2 on Blu-ray. This is a Korean release. I think it's a really nice release of these films. So you've got Battle Royale. I do like this kind of minimalist kind of artwork. You've got the class there at the back. Comes on 2 discs. Battle Royale, one of my favourite films ever. Battle Royale and Battle Royale 2. It's like that. You've got obviously got the classes there, and this comes on one Blu-ray, but it was definitely a set that I had to get at the time. I might get the Arrow set at some point, but I definitely was in no rush to get it because I thought this is a really nice, simple box set of the 2 films, and sometimes that's all you really need with something like this. The BFI Samurai Collection, Akira Kurosawa. The films in these are, like, I've seen Yojimbo and Seven Samurai, and I love those films to death. I think they're fucking brilliant. But I've not seen the rest in this set yet, but I feel this is the most cheaply made Digipack box set that I've ever actually felt. It feels like it's gonna fall apart. It's not very well made. They could have done a really nice, lush kind of box set with all the films in their own respective Amaray cases for this set. As a kind of physical release, it's kind of disappointing, but the films on here are, you know, especially the 2 films that I've seen, are outstandingly good. So that's the Samurai Collection from Akira Kurosawa. Bruce Lee set. When I was growing up, I was a massive Bruce Lee fan. He was a person that I idolised. As a kid, I would go and get martial arts training and try to learn how to fight and stuff like that. He was a big inspiration for that. As I've grown up, I've kind of grew out of him kind of thing as I was growing up. But you know, his films are still kind of have a soft spot in my heart, especially, you know, films like Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon are just some of the best kung fu films ever made. The Big Boss, which I still to this day will say is a bad film. I don't like this movie that much at all. Never did. Even as a kid, I thought it wasn't very good. You got Fist of Fury, which I think this is his best Chinese film. I think it's one of the best, you know, Chinese kung fu films ever made. Way of the Dragon, again, it's one of those amazingly good kung fu films. That great fight at the end with Chuck Norris, I love it. I'm a bit torn on Game of Death because it's a film he never completed. Golden Harvest decided to finish it for him posthumously, and I think it was a mistake. They somehow turned this cool idea into a really kind of a bad film overall, which is a shame because, you know, if he was able to complete his film, I think it would have been exceptional. One of the greatest martial art films ever made, Enter the Dragon. I love this film. The soundtrack just is unbelievable good, and yeah, every time I hear that soundtrack, I want to watch the film. We have the Universal Monsters box set. I like how this banner is like blood and it drips down. I have seen variants where this is blue. I have seen other variants where the actual box is a digi book, which I quite like. I got this version, which is just a giant Amaray case. I wanted the films, and this is a great way to get the films. I've not seen them all yet though. Creature of the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, The Wolf Man, Bride of Frankenstein, The Invisible. I love The Invisible Man. It's like a comedy, unintentional comedy. It's hilarious. The Mummy, Frankenstein, and Dracula. Let's have this really nice booklet, the original House of Horror. Got like a bunch of really nice reading materials for those films if you're a fan of those films. Midnight Classics Halloween collection. This is an amazing set. If you've seen my unboxing, you know about this set all too well. It is absolutely gorgeous. The only thing I don't like about it is that they're in these slits, but I think these are a bit nicer than a straight up digipack. But yeah, it's just a really nice set. It goes all the way up to Resurrection, and it goes a bit of reading materials, but it's in Italian, so you can't read it. But if you want the films on Blu-ray, this is probably the cheapest means to get them, all the way up to Resurrection. Awesome set. I love it. It's brilliant. The Alien Anthology, one of the very first Blu-ray box sets I ever purchased. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's the definitive set. Alien. I know there's been more complete sets that include Prometheus and Covenant, but when it comes to the straight up just Alien quadrilogy, I think this is the most beautiful set. The only thing is it's a digipack, which is a shame, and it goes on for fucking ever. There is a kind of like a lesser set. I say a lesser set. It's kind of the same set, but it's like smaller and it has Amaray cases. Some people say it is a more simple set, but I just think this deluxe set is just so nice, and the artwork is so good, and it just looks amazing in my opinion. Absolutely outstanding. The Superman Anthology. This is the nicer set because there's another set that doesn't include much, but this comes with Superman 1, both cuts of Superman 1, and I think Superman 1 is one of the greatest superhero films ever made. You also have Superman 2, but you have both cuts. You have the Richard Donner cut included in this, which is one of the reasons why what made me pick up this release. You've got Superman 3, yeah, Superman 3, Superman 4, we know 4 is awful, Superman Returns, and a bonus disc. This is a really nice set. I wouldn't get rid of this set for anything. I just think it's brilliant. I think it's the most complete set for Superman. We have this awesome Alfred Hitchcock set. It's very similar to the Halloween set. It's like a kind of a media book style. Beautifully colourful and beautifully presented. I have not seen many of these. I've only seen maybe 2 of his films, which is Psycho and The Birds. Really nice set, just really nice. Back to the Future. This is an earlier release on Blu-ray, but it was like £3 in CEX, and I just think it's a really nice set. Not the biggest fan of digipacks, as you know, but sometimes you just make do with sometimes the nicer sets I digipack. I watched this fairly recently. I watched it back to back. It is the way to watch it. It's like a giant movie cut into 3 parts. It is amazing. One of the greatest trilogies of all time, and yeah, it had to be in my collection for sure. I like to believe I've left the best till last. This is my favourite box set in my collection. I'm not including the Godzilla Criterion, because that is like one of the best box sets ever made. I was after this set for so long, and I think it's absolutely beautiful, which is a Nightmare on Elm Street DVD set from 1999. It's just beautiful. It just comes with an awesome booklet. Each release is in those awesome snapper cases that I absolutely adore the original artwork on. It's just unbelievably good. This has got to be one of my favourite DVD, my favourite box set in my collection. It is one of the nicest sets I've ever had the privilege to own. Sure, it's old, sure it's DVD, but when they present it this nicely, like the UK DVD set of this is nowhere near as nice as the this US set right here. It's just fucking brilliant. It's just beautiful, and you've got 3D glasses as well. For whatever one was 3D, I can't remember. And then you've just got a cool like bonus disc. Just yeah, just one of the best box sets I own. I just love this set so much. I still believe that this is one of the best box sets in my collection. I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's seen better days. I think it's just like unbelievably beautifully presented. So that is my movie box sets in my collection. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit the like button. Really helps out the channel and it gets my videos out to the YouTube world. As always, I have been Jason, and I am gonna go and watch some more actual box sets.